Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I finally have swatches for you from the OPI Fiji Collection. This is their summer collection. It's available pretty much everywhere online and in stores. Some of these I received from HP Beauty Bar as a PR package, so I will link them in the description box below. I also have a 15% off coupon with them. It's just Pampered Polishes, and I'll leave it right here. It's not an affiliate code. I don't get anything for it, and if you're not comfortable using my coupon code, HP Beauty Bar constantly has other 15% off coupon codes that are just readily available, so check them out. The rest of the polishes I got from Ulta, including the Ulta exclusive polishes. They have the 3 polishes that are only available at Ulta for this collection. Therefore, I have 15 polishes for this collection to show you today. In the description box below, I will also leave OPI's Instagram page, Ulta's Instagram page, HP Beauty Bar's Instagram page, and my Instagram page, and I will have more swatches of everything in this collection, including the macros and video swatches. So like I said, 15 polishes, and let's go ahead and get started. So the first polish is called Living on the Boulevard, and this is a super bright corally red cream polish. So here's our first coat of Living on the Boulevard. This is a really fantastic, easy to work with formula. Doesn't want to pull or run down the sides of my nails or anything like that. It also has really nice even coverage on this first coat. So here's our second coat of Living on the Boulevard. And this is pretty much completely opaque in 2 coats. I am going to go ahead and do 3 coats just to see if there's any kind of difference between the second and third coats. This also dries down very glossy. So here's the third coat, and it does help just a little bit with like extra coverage, but I don't think it's completely necessary. These also dried a lot slower than I expected them to. I'm not really used to OPI, but they were quite slow dryers in general. Next up is one of the Ulta exclusive polishes, and this is called Hand Me My Sunglasses, and this is a super bright orangey pinky corally polish. So in comparison to Living on the Boulevard, it is much lighter. So here's the first coat of Hand Me My Sunglasses. It's had a phenomenal formula, very easy to use, very easy to work with. Wasn't too thick, wasn't too thin. Goes on really smoothly. It is just a little bit patchy, I guess, on this first coat, so I am going to go in for a second coat. So here's our second coat, and this one does cover completely in 2 coats. This also dries down very glossy. Again, just really easy to work with. And this is such a beautiful summer color. So there's 2 coats. Next up we have No Tan Lines, and this is a super bright, beautiful tangerine orange cream. So here's our first coat of No Tan Lines. Another phenomenal formula, so easy to use. All these creams, they're so beautiful and such a nice, like, refreshing collection. Nothing crazy happening in here. So there's our first coat, and here's our second coat of No Tan Lines. And this one covers well enough for me on 2 coats. Depending on your application, if you are just a little bit more of a hard pusher, you might need 3 coats. This one does also dry down very glossy as well. So there's 2 coats. Up next we have Exotic Birds Don't Tweet, and this is a bright yellow cream. So here's our first coat of Exotic Birds Do Not Tweet. Again, really nice, and for yellow, this has amazing coverage. You don't need a white base coat for it to really pop with brightness, which I really appreciate. Here's our second coat of Exotic Birds Do Not Tweet, and for the most part, this is completely opaque on 2 coats. I would say it's totally fine, but I am going to go ahead and do a third coat just to show you the difference again between 2 and 3. So here's that third coat, and you can really see that it doesn't make a whole lot of difference. I feel like this one you do need to give a couple of minutes to let it level itself out to full coverage, because otherwise on that second coat it will look like you need 3. So there's 3 coats. Up next we have Trop-i-cal Me on My Cell, and this is a lovely light limey, kind of dusty, lighter than limey cream green polish. This was also another exclusive to Ulta Polish for this collection. So here's our first coat of Trop-i-cal on my cell. This one had a very runny formula. I'm not sure if it was just my bottle, but this is really a sore thumb in this collection for me. I feel like it was just milky and not very useful, I guess, as far as my concerns. Here's the second coat. It is still very sheer and patchy and just uneven on this second coat, unlike anything else from this collection, including the other Ulta exclusives. And here's the third coat, and still on this third coat it is very milky and patchy, and I am using a very light hand to apply this, so I assume it's my bottle, not user error, but I have no idea. Next up we have Suzi Without a Paddle, and this is a light baby blue cream. So here's our first coat of Suzi Without a Paddle. This one goes on really, really nicely, really smooth. It's one of those polishes that's really like a joy to apply, you know, where you just want to keep messing with it because it goes on so nicely. Has a great formula. So there's our first coat, and here's our second coat of Suzi Without a Paddle. This one does cover completely in 2 coats for me. Again, you just need to use a lighter hand, otherwise you will get a little bit patchy and need a third coat. This also dries down very glossy like the other creams. So there's 2 coats. Up next we have Is That a Spear in Your Pocket? And this is a beautiful tealy blue cream polish. So here's our first coat of Is That a Spear in Your Pocket? This one has phenomenal coverage on this first coat. It does still absolutely need 2 coats, but it does cover really nicely and really evenly. Has a fantastic formula. This is one though where if you're not careful you may get some cuticle flooding and running. So here's our second coat of Is That a Spear in Your Pocket, and this one does cover completely in 2 coats. I experienced no staining here, and this one also dries down very glossy, just a little bit slow like the rest of them. So there's 2 coats. Up next we have Super Trop-i-cal-i-figi-istic, and this is a nice primary blue cream polish. So here's our first coat of Super Trop-i-cal-i-figi-istic, and this one again goes on really, really nicely, really evenly. It is very opaque. I would say no matter what you need 2 coats, but you might end up doing really thick coats and get away with 1 coat. I do feel like this is one of those polishes that after a few uses it is going to be completely opaque in 1 coat. But for me here I'm showing 2 coats. I also wanted to say this is another one that did not stain, and this one also dries very glossy. So there's 2 coats. Up next is Do You See What I See? And this is a bright blue polish with a strong light blue shimmer. Here's our first coat of Do You See What I See? This is very sheer on this first coat. It might be nice layered over Super Trop-i-cal-i-figi-istic. I didn't try that, it's just an afterthought, but it is very beautiful, just very sheer. So here's our second coat of Do You See What I See? And it is still a little bit sheer on this second coat. You may be okay wearing this on 2 coats, but I am doing really, really thin coats because this is another one that I feel would flood my cuticles and run down my sides if I did a thick coat. But here's our third coat, and this one does cover completely in 3 coats for me. This does have a nice formula though, like it's not too thick, not too thin. You just have to make sure to do thinner coats, and I will say I had no brush strokes or staining here. So there's 3 coats. Next up was the last Ulta exclusive for this collection, and this is called Nails of Paradise. This is a deeper purple than the last purple, but it is also a cream polish. So here's our first coat of Nails of Paradise. This has phenomenal coverage on this first coat here, really beautiful, really easy to work with. I feel like this is another one that I just wanted to keep applying and applying. Like it was nice, it was a refreshing polish to work with. Just goes on nice and smooth. So here's our second coat, and this one does cover completely in 2 coats for me. Again, this one dries very glossy. And I had no staining here. So there's 2 coats. Next up is Polywanna Lacquer, and this is a light lavender purple cream polish. Here's just a quick comparison of the two in case you were curious. This is Nails of Paradise and this is Polywanna Lacquer. So here's our first coat of Polywanna Lacquer, and I got a little bit on my skin there. This one again has really great formula. It is a little bit sheer on this first coat here, but it will build up really nicely. It's just a little bit patchy as well in this first coat, so this is another one you have to apply with a really light hand. So here's our second coat, and at first it looks like you're going to need a third coat, but this is one that will self-level to cover completely in 2 coats just fine if you just give it a break. Again, dries very glossy, just dries a little bit slower than I expected. So there's 2 coats. Next up we have Getting Naughty on My Honeymoon, and I'm sorry for my flashing camera, I'm not really sure what's going on there, but this is a light baby pink cream polish. So here's our first coat of Getting Naughty on My Honeymoon. And for such a light pink polish, this has really great coverage. It's a little bit streaky, a little bit patchy, but it's not bad whatsoever. You just have to, again, use a light hand on this. So here's our second coat of Getting Naughty on My Honeymoon, and this one covers completely in 2 coats. This is another one that's going to self-level nicely, so if it doesn't look totally perfect on this second coat here, just give it a few minutes to self-level. This one also dries down very glossy, so there's 2 coats. Up next we have Two Timing the Zones, and this is such a nice, beautiful, deeper pink. It's kind of like a bubblegum pink, perfect for the summer cream polish. So here's our first coat of Two Timing the Zones. It says phenomenal coverage on this first coat. It's really easy to use, really easy to work with. Absolutely beautiful color payoff. I feel like this is another one that a lot of polishes would benefit from a white base coat, but this one totally doesn't need it. So here's our second coat of Two Timing the Zones, and this one does cover completely in 2 coats for me. You do need to have a light, steady hand when applying this one as well, otherwise it will look a little bit patchy. It also dries down very glossy. There's 2 coats. Up next we have Coconuts Over OPI, and this is a literal perfect for my skin tone nude cream polish. It almost has that kind of putty feel to it. It's absolutely beautiful. So here's our first coat of Coconuts Over OPI. Again, this one has a fantastic, easy to work with formula if you use a light hand. I found that out towards the end, obviously, that pretty much all of them are going to require using such a light, delicate hand to get a perfect coverage. So here's our second coat, and this one does cover completely in 2 coats for me. This one also dries down very glossy. So there's 2 coats. And lastly, we have I Can Never Hut Up, and this is a gorgeous gray cream polish, and it has this super strong, I don't know if it'll catch on camera, super strong green shimmer running throughout it. So here's our first coat of I Can Never Hut Up. It says phenomenal coverage. This is one that also after a couple of uses will be totally opaque in 1 coat. This also has a really nice, really easy formula to work with. So here's our second coat of I Can Never Hut Up, and this one covers completely in 2 coats. You do get a good bit of that shimmer on your nails as well. This one also dries down very glossy. So there's 2 coats. So this was a really nice collection for me. I'm so used to holographic everything and flakies and glitters that kind of having this cream collection in the middle of all of that was really refreshing, palette cleansing. So I don't think there was a polish here that I actually didn't love. So it was really hard to pick a favorite. But I did pick a couple. I have sunglasses in my hand. Oh, hand me my sunglasses. This was one of the Ulta exclusives. This was so beautiful. I really did love this. So sorry that my camera cut off here and I had no idea, but let me know in the comments below what you thought of this collection, if you have any, if you plan on picking anything up, what your favorite was from this collection, including the Ulta exclusives. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe if you want to see more from me, and I'll talk to you guys again next time. Bye.